was crooked, it was pointing this way.
Oh, I don't think it matters. You look like a homeless person. What was I gonna say? It's recording, just so you know.
Yeah.
And so Shannon Mugrage. Eh? No? Still?
Mug Ridge.
That's what I said. Mugrage. Mugrage.
Mugrage.
Hey, that's racist, dude. You literally are racist. You're that lady at Walmart asking for enchilada fucking recipes, dude. You went Mugrage. See, fuck you, dude. I knew you hated Mexicans.
Yeah.
So tell us, Shannon, what's up? What's going on in your neck of the woods, man? What's going on with all this stuff that's going on? That was weird. There was too many going-ons on that sentence.
Yeah. Not a whole lot, just sitting around with the kids trying to figure out what to do with them, man. It's looks like we get to be a teacher for a couple months and parents at the same time.
That sounds awful.
That's part of the deal, man.
Yeah. It's the schools over there in Maine are like for now just indefinite.
Yeah, everything's closed. They've given a few dates when they think they might open back up, but I don't see it happening.
Not even in your town, because your little small town doesn't have any cases there.
Yeah, no, I just still don't see it happening because there's the school they go to is a charter school, and there's a few kids there that have compromised immune systems, and it's I always call it the hippy dippy school, but it's the kids love it. They go on hikes and they have gardens and all kinds of stuff.
You seem very upset about gardens and hikes.
Well, that's because they always want me to go on the fucking hikes, dude, and it's not a fucking bullshit hike. It's like they go down this fucking hillside, down to this river, and you get all the way down there. It takes like 3 minutes to get down. Well, longer than 3 minutes. It takes about fucking 15 minutes to get down. There's like 3 miles. And then you walking back, it's all uphill. And the kids get tired. And they're like, I can't carry this. And that last time I went, I ended up carrying like 9 backpacks up this fucking hill. So, yeah, I've gone on one hike.
Well, I think what would help your hikes, and this is my personal opinion, see, you already look like a hippie, so if you put a flower in your hair and wear some sandals, you might enjoy the hike.
I don't know about that.
No.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's worth a try, man. It's worth a try.
Uncle Aaron can always come up here on a Wednesday and go on a hike with him.
I'm okay. I don't. I barely like your kids, if I can be honest.
I barely like my kids too sometimes.
Man, so a lot of things are canceling. How many you run? Obviously, Turn to Entertainment, right? Turn to Entertainment, and you guys do showcases and open mics, mostly showcases. How many showcases are being affected right now during this whole thing?
Out of ours?
Yeah.
7.
7 showcases.
Yeah.
7 monthly.
Showcase. Yeah, 7 monthly and 1 mic.
Man, that's fucking horrible. And they're all pretty what's it called? You guys make some kind of profit off of them, right? Obviously.
Yeah, we make a little.
Yeah. But now, during the current situation, you had mentioned, or actually, Amy, your wife, had mentioned that she lost her job, and with that combined with losing 7 shows, it must be a little bit. Why aren't you guys freaking out as much?
Because we always I have my VA disability, and I'm rated at 90% with the VA, and then on top of that, we get a stipend for the kids because we adopted through CPS. So we have money. We have enough to pay the bills and to cover food and utilities. We're not going to have money to go out. And once we can go out again, we want to have money to go out and do things like we used to. But
yeah, like take the kids places and stuff like that.
Yeah, but once we get the shows up and running again, we'll be fine. And that's the thing. Amy was already talking about maybe looking for towards either cutting back on her hours or even maybe stepping away from the job in about a year, 6 months, and that way we could go at the shows full force. But now that now that it's out of the way, whenever we get back to doing shows again, man, she's gonna hit the ground running, and 7 shows will be 15 before you know it.
Wow, that's a lot. Yeah, I get stressed out with just one show. I don't know how that woman does that.
I have no idea either, dude. That's what I tell everybody all the time. I smoke weed and tell jokes. She runs it. So,
Man, well, that's a pretty shitty situation. And when do you think? Because I know you're a realist, obviously, but I feel like a lot of people have this doom and gloom mentality and a little bit less hope. When when do you see that? How do you see this playing out? That's a better question. How do you see this playing out?
yeah, dude, I think it'll be May or June before things even kind of start looking like they used to. I mean, you're gonna have a new normal now. I mean, and there's talk that this could come back again next year, but hopefully they have a vaccine by then. But
Mhm.
I would say May or June. I think April's canceled. I really do. I think April's completely canceled. And I think May, because if you look at China right now, they're starting to ramp up production again and get back to normal life. They've had 2 or 3 days in a row with no new cases, and they've been dealing with this for 5 or 6 months now. So take that into consideration. What we're dealing with, we're in like the first real month of it, you know. So
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
think I could see 4 months before we really see a vast difference to where people start getting an optimistic outlook. People need to take it seriously though. These motherfuckers still fucking doing mics and shit. I'd just cancel that shit. Cancel it. Fucking sit at home for a little bit. Let this shit get taken care of.
Yeah, I don't understand that either. Like, I mean, I get it. You missed the stage time. You missed getting the
Yeah,
microphone, but I mean, it's not really about you. It's about the people around you.
exactly.
I mean,
And there's not a comic that I know that is not doing shows because they don't want to. You know, they're
mhm.
because they know they can't, and it's better for the public. It's just, yeah, that's one of my big pet peeves with this is the people not taking it seriously.
Yeah, 100%, definitely. Um, what do you feel? I was talking about in this group chat with comics, and they're very doom and gloom. What do you think about this whole what's it called, martial law thing? There's talks about martial law. Do you think that'll pop off?
No, I don't think that'll pop up. I think if you look at California, New York, they're putting restrictions on staying at home and doing things, but I don't think it'll get as bad as martial law, man. If it gets as bad where they got to call in the military, then yeah, that's pretty bad. But I was a 7-year Navy veteran, and all these people want to talk about conspiracy theories and how the government's trying to take over. After 7 years in the Navy, and any veteran can back me up on this, the government couldn't wipe its ass if you gave it a manual on how to do it, and they'd still fuck. I don't see it, man.
Damn. I don't know, man. It is a weird time that we're living in right now. And it happens so fast too. It
Yeah,
happens so fucking fast. At one point I'm on stage about to get some good shit going on this month, you know what I mean? And then the next day it's like stay at your house. A lot of people are
yeah.
dying out there. It's so fucking weird. It's such a weird place to be. Don't get me wrong, I love being at home. This is the best time of my life. But for everyone else, it's bad.
No, it is, man. It is, and trying to explain it to kids is hard too, man. Like my
Yeah.
6-year-old, we've been in the house now, but 6, 7 days, and it happened right at the beginning of their spring break too.
Mm.
So that makes it even shittier. They've been waiting to get 2 weeks off for spring break, and then spring break hits, and it's like, oh yeah, you can't go anywhere now. But
Yeah, that's horrible. That's horrible.
yeah,
It is. I never thought about that. To explain it to kids, what did you guys? If you don't mind me asking, what did you guys tell them?
well, my son asked me the other day, he's like, Dad, can we go do something fun tomorrow? And I was like, Bud, the entire world is sick right now. So we can't go out because we could get sick. And if we get sick and mom catches it, it could really hurt mom really bad. And he's a mama's boy. So once you say it can hurt mom, he's good. He doesn't want
Uh,
to do it. Yeah,
yeah,
no
that's
protect.
so sad though, because your wife, a lot of people don't know, has lung problems, right? What is it the
Yeah.
thing that she has?
Well, she's got really bad asthma, and she's also she has to use a breathing machine. It's to get albuterol, and whenever she can't breathe, she has to go use that. And it hits really bad when allergens are really bad, or
Hmm.
or when the weather changes, like right now, when it goes from sunny to rain all of a sudden. So it really fucks with her, and so she has to go in for breathing treatment sometimes at the hospital even because it got so bad. So it's manageable.
Man.
It's manageable, but if she was to catch this, man, it would fucking take her out. There would be no doubt.
Oh man, that's so I don't even know the word to say. That's so dark to say that it'll take her out.
It's surreal, man. It really is. It's one of those things she's been dealing with it for shit about 10 years, so we've gotten used to dealing with it, but something like this comes up and you got to kind of step back and make a whole new game plan when it comes to that.
Yeah, 100%, man. And what precautions? Because I know you probably have to be the one that goes out of the house to go get stuff. And
Yeah.
did you live in a small town? Where do you go to get your groceries? Do you guys have like a local Walmart there or
Yeah,
HEB or something?
yeah, we have a Walmart and there's a HEB not too far from here, but the Walmart, dude, it looks like Night of the Living Dead in there, man. It is just empty.
Even the little small town that you live in?
Yeah, dude. Well, everybody in Austin's like, oh, you know what? Nobody lives in Maynard. Let's go out and fucking hit their store, you know? So everything is I went there 2 days ago and there was no meat at all. Like the entire meat section was just empty. Toilet paper gone, bread gone, cleaning supplies gone. I mean, it's ridiculous. You can find a couple, and also they just put new restrictions in too here to where, like, you know, the kids' frozen meals, you can only buy one. You can only buy one at a time. So, and I have 3 kids.
That's the stupidest thing ever. I mean, they should go by your kids.
Yeah, no, it's stupid because, like I said, I got 3 kids. But I'm supposed to feed one a day. You know what the fuck?
Were you guys able to get any groceries for yourselves and
Yeah,
your kids?
no, we saw it coming, man. So before they got all the lockdowns and everything, when we had, I think it was after our 3rd show got canceled, we were like, all right, we got to take some precautions here, man. So we went out to the store and dropped like $250 on groceries and fucking stocked the freezer and the fridge. So we're good to go for about a month. So hopefully by then it dies down a little bit as far as.
Yeah, did y'all get toilet paper?
Yeah, no, we're good. No, dude, Amy got the hookup on toilet paper, man, because she knows somebody that works at the little Dollar General out here, and they said, "Hey, man, we're getting a shipment in at 7 o'clock in the morning, so show up at 6:45." You know, it's kind of like a drug deal, you know. So got up at 6:45 and drove over there and got some today.
Yeah, I recently, not to mention something like that, I recently saw a video on social media. It was a lady, and she bought out the store of a Dollar Tree.
Oh yeah.
Like she basically went in, and I fucking hate Dollar Tree too for doing this. She went in and she was like, "I want all the toilet paper that you have in the bag, like I'll pay it all cash or whatever." And they sold it to her. And there's people there just watching this lady fill up like the bed of her truck with big boxes of toilet paper and a regular napkin rolls or whatever. And there's some lady recording like, "This is gonna go viral." She's like, "You should get mad at the store for selling it to me." It just shows how fucking garbage people can be.
Oh yeah, dude, definitely. No, that's why I went and got more ammo.
Yeah. I heard somewhere, I don't know if it was New York, California, or somewhere they said something that they're gonna lower the laws on little misdemeanor shits because of what's going on right now, whatever, including burglary or something like that. My brother, my brother was telling me that, and he's constantly online looking for sources and shit like that, and he's a big gun nut too. He's like, "Well, all right, well, come to my house. I've been wanting to use this."
Yeah, no, that's I would think that would be one that they would up it, you know, and instead of lowering it.
Yeah, for sure. Especially now. I sometimes I go to the HEB or whatever, right? Just I'm not really in need of it. I think I got everything I need here. But I go, and sometimes I go and I see all the empty shelves and I get so angry. But I knew I was gonna expect that. But seeing it just gets me so fucking angry.
No, dude, I know exactly what you mean. When I went the other day, it's like I expected it, but seeing it is a completely different. It's like you're just like, holy fuck, this is real. You know?
Yeah. It's just I'm starting to hit up a lot of the local mom and pop shops, like the local meat markets and stuff like that. They usually have, yeah, they have meats and stuff like that. And I haven't put it on Facebook, even though I want people to support these shops. I need to survive. You know what I mean? I need to get meat too and shit like that.
Well, it's like you don't tell people who your dealer is. You just go, you know.
If they want to know, they have to go through me. Just give me the money and I'll bring it back.
Yeah.
Bring it back. Ribeyes, T-bones.
Charge them enough
beef.
to get it. Charge them enough till you get a free T-bone out of it.
I started cutting it. I started cutting the steak with chicken. I started cutting the ground beef with ground turkey. No, it's 100% pure. It's 100% pure beef.
Exactly.
Well, my burgers taste like bologna.
You're like, just burn it. You can smell it. You can smell it.
Yeah. So is it driving you crazy being at home? Because I know you guys, like, I mean, I go out, maybe twice a day or whatever to go to my dad's house, check up on him, family, and feed my dogs over there and stuff like that. But you guys are better question. How's your neighborhood? Is your neighborhood quiet as fuck?
Oh yeah, it always is. We live in a decent neighborhood, man, so it's not too bad. And we've been here for 10 years, so we pretty much know all our neighbors. And it's not bad. It's not bad at all. And dude, I was in the Navy for 7 years. I spent 3 years on a ship, so being holed up for 2 weeks ain't shit. I can do that. I can do that standing on my head, man. I mean, Amy's like, yeah, but you didn't have little kids then. I was like, I had a bunch of 18 and 19-year-olds that I was in charge of. So it was like having a bunch of fucking kids, man. It's the same thing.
Yeah. Actually, a buddy of mine, Ron, I did an interview with him yesterday, and he was saying that I was asking, like, what he's diabetic, so he's also like kind of high risk and stuff like that. And I was saying, well, how are you taking this quarantine or whatever? He's like, I've done shows and cruises. It's almost the same thing.
Yeah.
I usually stay in my cabin because if you go out of the cabin, people will recognize you and they'll be like, hey, you're the guy of the comedy show, and they won't leave you alone. So I just stay in the cabin and just quarantine myself. So this is nothing new.
Yeah, no, man. I think because I know in the Navy, if you do 45 days at sea, you get a steel beach picnic, and that's where you go out on the flight deck and everybody gets 2 beers and they barbecue. We never hit 45. I think the most we did was 35 straight out at sea. So
that gives me anxiety.
But it was nothing. It was nothing to do 2 or 3 weeks, 14 to 21 days at sea. I bet, and I did that all the time. But I think 35 was the most I ever did all at once.
Man, what do you think we need to do as a society to try to turn things around?
Wash your fucking hands.
Yeah,
man. I don't know, man. I think I don't want to say it's a good thing because people are dying from it, but this might make people kind of not take things for granted anymore as much as they used to. You know, like little things like toilet paper, and bread on the shelves, that kind of stuff. I don't know. There's so many people not taking it seriously right now, though. I don't know. It might take a while, but I don't know. My grandma is 93, and she talks about the times of the Depression and things like that. And I don't know. You might grown up as poor as I did. Like when your mom would take you'd finish the jelly, and they take the label off, and then that's a glass now.
Oh yeah, of course.
No.
Yeah, that's
So,
well. You don't have to be poor. That's honestly just a Mexican thing. There's people that aren't poor that still do that. So it's just something. It just makes sense. It's common sense. I never saw it as a poor thing. I just saw it as a sensible thing to do. Is if it's glass, it's now a cup or some kind of holder for leftover. No, fuck that. You want to know poor? Poor is when you open the container of butter and it's beans, and you're about to eat toast. That's fucking poor. When they don't want to buy Tupperware, so you get all these delicious lies in your fridge, and then you're like, oh shit, is that yogurt? No, it's gravy from Thanksgiving. Fuck.
Forgot
it's June.
Yeah. No, it's like with us, the kids, those lunch meats, man. It's those containers with the lids. Once the lunch meat's done, man, that's a new Tupperware dish. So I think that'll.
Shit.
I think
that's too flimsy, though. I think that's a little too flimsy to hold any kind of.
You can't put hot stuff in it, but it works, man. But that's what I'm saying. I think these kids that have had it pretty good for the last 10 years, you know, because the economy's been great for 10 years. So I think this will put a little uh, pep in their step, I guess, when it comes to learning how how the real world works, man.
Yeah. Are you? No, you never answered the question. How crazy are you going being at home?
No, I'm not. That's what I was telling you.
No, but like not doing stand up.
No, not doing stand up. That fucking blows. And
But that's what I'm saying. That comes part of with just you staying at home.
well, I have a stage in my garage. I can go practice in there, but it's not the same. But getting up on a stage, and I got a PA. But as like, I don't know if you've noticed on Facebook, every day I challenge myself to write something every day, and
Mm-hmm.
day 8 without stage time, and then I got related
Yeah,
to.
yeah, I like those. I like what you're doing with those. What you should do, you should record yourself on stage in your garage and sit your children down. Sit and just make them be the audience and kind of just pander to them. Maybe it doesn't even have to be your set. Just crowd work, all crowd work.
Work on my crowd work. Yeah.
Why not? I think that'll be a funny ass video.
Yeah, right.
Desperate comics.
Last time that last time my son saw me doing stand up, Amy was yelling at him, and I was up, and there wasn't a stage. It was out. It was at a tailgate. But I was doing my set, and I saw her yelling at him, sit down, and he was maybe, fuck, he might have been 4.5, maybe. But he grabbed his little chair and he ran over to me next to the mic stand and sat down right next to me. And I just looked down at him like, "Are you comfy? Can I get you a drink? You know, what are you doing?" But he knew that she wasn't going to come up there and interrupt me, so he came and sat right next to me. And I was like, "Yeah, you probably need me to do about 30 minutes right now, don't you, bud?"
Wow. Something similar like that happened to me with my brother actually. My brother, he's a schizophrenic, but it's not like too intense. Like he medicates and he's just okay. He's okay, right? But he was diagnosed with schizophrenia. And before we knew this, I remember one time we went on the road because he just wanted to get out of the house. So I was like, go on the road with me. I got 2 shows to do, whatever. It's like, okay, cool. So we went on the road. I did a show somewhere, and then I did that show, and then we went to Crystal City to do another show. And he was like, "Oh, I just went in the car. I don't want to go inside." We went inside for a little bit. He's like, "Can I just be in the car?" I'm like, "Yeah, cool." So I remember I was performing, and then out of nowhere, it was on the floor. There was no stage. It was on the floor, and then there was people around me. Out of nowhere, my brother just walks towards me. Wow, I'm like doing my set. Literally, just walks right in front of me, and he's like, "Hey, I think that there's someone close to the car." I was like, "All right." I just kind of pushed him back a little bit. And I was like, "Anyways, whatever." So I kind of had to go through my set or whatever, and then I finished, and I introduced the headliner. And I went outside. I was like, "What the fuck was that?" He's like, "No, I think I saw someone close to our car." And there was no one. But this is before we knew he was a schizophrenic.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, that was a weird thing. And I think about it, I felt bad for actually just going like, "Hey man," like I just put my hand and she's like, "No, not right now." And then I continued doing my set. And I felt bad for it. But I mean, I didn't know. I thought he just didn't know how comedy shows worked.
Yeah, no, I probably would have been the same way. How old was he?
He was like maybe 18 or 19.
Yeah, that's a little different. I probably would have been the same way, but my brother was like, "Dude, what the fuck are you doing, man?"
Yeah, it was weird. It was weird, and everyone was like, "What?" But luckily, I just brushed it off. I think I made a joke about it while he was like leaving or something like that. I picked it up really quick, but yeah, that was a crazy moment in my career.
But the no stage time thing that is bugging me, man. It's just I was getting to where I was doing because I made it a goal at the beginning of the year to do at least 4 mics or showcases a week, and I wanted to go up 4 times a week because in Austin you can do that. You know,
Yeah.
before all this started, there was I think 18 open mics a week in Austin, and so it was easy to do. I could do 2 or 3 in a night if I wanted to. And I started getting to where I was doing 2 on Tuesdays or 2 on Wednesday. And then I'd have a showcase or something else. So my goal was 4 a week. And when I was doing the math, I was averaging more like 5 and 6 a week of going up. And so I was getting in a routine, and my stage presence was improving. My demeanor, my crowd work, everything was improving. And to just have it come to a screeching fucking halt, man, I'm really nervous about when I finally go up again. Am I going to look like a fucking open micer again?
Well, to be fair, you are an open micer.
No. Okay.
No. I don't know. Maybe it could go the other way. Maybe it can you go up there with a different drive. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because you were held back for so long. Like lions, if you haven't fed them in a while, you open that cage and there's a fucking chicken there. They're gonna shred that fucking chicken apart. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? More than they already fucking do. So I feel like in that you have to look at it that way instead of like, oh, am I gonna be rusty? Like keep being funny at home. That's what I'm doing. I
Yeah.
still I think the key is still laugh. Like even if it's not your own shit, watch something on TV, think of an idea and just laugh about it. I think that's
Yeah.
what keeps the wheels kind of loose. You know what I mean?
Well, that's one of the things I was telling you about with turn two, what we're looking in, because there's a couple of people that are doing it. It's not like it's our idea. But one of the things we're looking at doing is doing turn two online. And that way people can
Yeah.
still go up and they can still go up and kind of go up, I guess. But, then
Yeah, I saw one. I saw a couple of them already, and they're so weird. They're just
that's,
so
that's,
fucking weird, man.
that's the key, is trying to figure out how to not make it weird. That's someone else said the exact same thing when we brought it up. And
Mm.
that's the key, is trying to make it not weird. And one of the things that I thought about was, if you had someone, and if anybody sees this and wants to take the idea, they can have it. It's not like it's just mine. But uh, if you could have someone as a moderator, because you can't hear the crowd laughing. So
Yeah,
if you could have someone as a moderator that could hear the other people in the chat, if they hold up like a little green card that tells you they're laughing, that's a laugh pause. If they're not laughing, and you hold up a red card, and that way just
that's still weird, very weird for a guy to be like.
yeah.
It's just weird.
That you have to adapt. It's weird because and me too. You're so used to a certain way of doing it, But it's you've got to adapt. And I'm trying. That's what I was saying, and trying to how to take the weird out of it. Because if you tell a joke and it doesn't hit, and then you just kind of sit there for a second, you just got this weird silence. So it's something we've been trying to toy with too, to figure out how to do them right.
Well, if you guys do it, I'm more than willing to give it a shot because I know that I can just turn off my laptop whenever I want.
Well, we put it out to Amy's on the Mainer people and the Mainer business and all that kind of stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
she put it out, and it got a really good response of people saying, "Yes, I want something like that right now. Please, I need something like that right now." So
Bunch of junkies, comedy
oh
junkies.
yeah,
That's how they sound like.
well, we got them hooked. We
Yeah.
brought it out here. We brought it out here and got them hooked. So I was just at Libation Station today, one of our shows, and I got Amy a half gallon of daiquiri, but it's but she was even telling me how much they missed the showcases, and now as soon as this is over, no, we'll get it back going. Don't worry about it, that kind of stuff. So people do miss it, and that's the thing. Times like this, people need to laugh. And
Hmm.
if you look back on history during even World War II, the Great Depression, all the times where things looked the bleakest, comedy, entertainment, music, that kind of stuff, that's what gets people through. Man, people need to laugh. People need to be able to go somewhere and forget about the bullshit, and just for maybe an hour and a half laugh, and or listen to music or do something where they can just relax and not think about how am I going to pay my mortgage this month. How am I going to feed my fucking kids if I don't get this fucking job? That kind of stuff. Just for an hour and a half, just get a break and then go back to reality. But that little break, it gets enough to recharge people sometimes.
Absolutely. Well said, brother. Well, it was great talking to you, man. And I I do have a lot of hope for the future. I've never been that doom and gloom person. Only if it has to do with myself. I've always been pretty hard on myself. But when it comes to people around me or the world, like I've never been. I've always had hope. I think hope is something that a lot of people don't use frequently, but I do. And I think this will blow over. I'm a firm believer in that. I just feel like people need to listen to
Yeah,
what's going on. People need to follow instructions, and that's the only way we can beat this.
yeah, dude. Life always finds a way.
Yeah, absolutely, brother. Well, turn to entertainment. Shannon Mugrage.
Close enough, man.
Fuck. All right, buddy. Well, I'll talk to you soon, bud. All right.
All right, brother.
Thanks for coming on Quarantine Comics, man. Good to see you.
Thanks for having me, man. I'll tell Amy you said hi.
Yeah, until your son I did fart on his bed.